Good morning, fellow angels. This is going to be your daily energy read for Friday, July 10th. So the first card that I have here is fear. What I'm sensing from this card is that there's big changes at the forefront right now. But for some of you, I feel a reluctance to move forward, and there's this unwillingness to let something go or let someone go. Some of you, this is about relationships. Others of you, I'm feeling about work. If you read my reading from yesterday, that was the message that was coming up. And today's message is kind of a little similar to yesterday, okay? But there's a lot of fear-based energy about moving forward, about releasing things that aren't serving you. There is a feeling of I don't know what lies ahead. You're very caught up in your thoughts right now. There's a lot of mental conflict here. And this does concern your foundation and stability. For some of you, this is in regards to relationships. Others of you, this is about work, okay? You do have the Tower card clarifying fear. So there is some kind of element of shock or surprise, or the Tower's coming in here to knock down a foundation that is built on a false sense of stability and security. It's not based on a truth. It's not built on a solid foundation. So I do feel you've got clarifying the Tower card, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a card of truth. It's a card of clarity. It's a card of new beginnings based on truth and clarity. It's also a card of communication. So there could be some kind of news or communication that comes in that rocks your foundation a bit here, that has kind of sent you into this spin of fear-based energy. Whatever this news is, or even this self-epiphany or realization that's bringing up a lot of fear for you. I do feel you're really caught up in your thoughts right now. You're thinking a lot about things, and some of it is very, you're at the absolute low. You're focusing on the lowest possible vibration here, because fear is the lowest possible vibration. But a lot of this is you getting in your own way. I do feel that there is truth and clarity, and you need to listen to your intuition and the messages that you're receiving from your guides right now, because there is some kind of truth here that you know, and yet you are hesitating and not allowing yourself to move forward because you're afraid. You're afraid to take a leap of faith here. And yet clarity is here for you. I do feel you're having a lot of self-realizations here. I do feel for some of you, you're looking at a situation that perhaps you felt was going to work out differently, but it's like your inner guidance system has been guiding you a certain way, and you've been ignoring those messages. Some of you, you're afraid of being alone, because the next card we have is Kindred Partnership. I do feel for some of you, you're dealing with a soulmate relationship or a business partnership, okay, that is being called to question. There's a question of stability. There's a question of money here as well that I'm feeling. Perhaps you're in a relationship where your finances are really tied together. You've built a business together. So this is also creating a lot of conflict. Clarifying. So again, this could be about business partnership, but I'm also feeling this is about romantic partnerships. For many of you, I'm feeling that you're holding on to romantic partnerships that have long since gone past their expiration date. And, not that I'm saying that you should just up and go in relationships, but I feel that if you're in a toxic cycle, you have signs, okay? And in regards to this reading, I'm seeing the signs are very clear and they're there. You're clinging onto a very toxic relationship or a toxic situation. Some of you are holding onto toxic jobs and careers, knowing yet that you're at the end of a cycle and afraid to move forward. And this is really going to be about you taking a leap of faith. Clarifying kindred partnerships, you have the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins is a card of balance, okay, stability. But in regards to this situation, I'm feeling like there's a lack of reciprocity in the situation or the circumstance that you're in, whether this is in regards to romantic partnership or relationship, or whether this has been a business endeavor that hasn't quite worked out, or a business partnership that hasn't quite worked out. I also feel that somebody is giving more than what they're receiving. So I do feel there's a lack of reciprocity here. You're not getting what you're putting into a situation, because something feels very off balance, because clarifying this Six of Pentacles, you have the Devil card. This is Capricorn energy. So some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn in a relationship. Doesn't have to be. I'm just giving you the energy. Well, with the Devil card here, what I'm sensing and feeling is this is very toxic. For some of you, this is a partnership or relationship that is based on passion, purely temptation, addictions, codependencies, obsession. It's that kind of energy. And I do feel that you have somebody here who is unwilling to let you go, and yet they're also not taking a step forward with you or putting in what you're putting into that situation. I do get the sense and feeling that there are codependencies. You could also have someone that is very codependent on a partner or a relationship. Some of you, I'm feeling you're dealing with third party scenarios here, and the person that you're dealing with is already in a long-term commitment, and I feel that they're staying in a situation because they're codependent on that situation, okay? Or there's a lot of money tied together. So take what resonates. This is a general reading, but there is a need to break free from this devil energy, all right? So that you can have a kindred partnership that is going to be based on reciprocity and balance. Some of you, this is about leaving toxic work situations and moving towards a different a different job, finding something different, one where you're not dealing with this toxic lower vibrational energy. Now, you do have commitment here. So when we look at this card, yes, I'm definitely seeing some of you, this is about a long-term commitment, about a marriage, whether you're in a marriage or the person that you're dealing with is already committed and married. But clarifying this commitment, you have the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel there could be a family dynamic here. For those of you that are dealing with work situations, I do feel that there's an end of a business partnership or contract here. For others of you, this is a marriage, a long-term commitment. I do see a lot of money tied together, and so there's a fear about how to move forward because of the money. Okay, businesses that have been built together here. But clarifying the Ten of Pentacles, again, you have the Tower. We've got the Tower card twice in this reading. So this tells me this Ten of Pentacles is a card of family, home, stability, finances, right? All, but the Ten of Pentacles is, abundance. But yet when it's being clarified by the Tower card, so this tells me this is a false sense of security, false sense of stability. Some of you, there's a loss of money here that I'm feeling, okay? I'm also getting the sense and feeling that somebody has been doing something with money that you weren't aware of. For some of you, I'm picking that up here. But you've got the Tower clarifying the Ten of Coins and this commitment. This does tell me that we're at the end with a particular situation, with a relationship, all right? Whether this is going to be a business partnership or a romantic relationship, something is at the end. It's almost like there's some kind of shock and surprise that's coming in here. And I really feel that it's with this Ace of Swords energy at the beginning of the reading. But, when the Tower comes in, it's shocks, it's surprises, it's an epiphany. Okay, this can be a self-realization, but something is being shook. The foundation is being shook because it hasn't been built on a solid foundation. And so also clarifying the Ten of Pentacles and the Tower, you have the Eight of Swords. I do feel that you realize that something isn't working, or you're having these realizations about a relationship and partnership over here. There is some kind of shock or surprise that's coming in. But with the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords is self-entrapment. It's if you look at the tarot card, it's somebody that is blindfolded, hands behind their back with rope, tying their hands together, all of them are depicted in different ways from different tarot decks. But in actuality, you aren't really bound by anything. You're able to free yourself at any moment because your hands aren't really tied. You could free yourself, okay? You can take the blindfold off. This is refusing to see a situation for what it is, okay? So there is a feeling of needing to break free, needing to let go, trusting in the universe. The universe is coming in here with this tower, with these shocks and surprises, to knock down foundations that are not solid. So, there is a lot of testy energy here. We are completing major cycles, especially with the back-to-back eclipses that we've had, the astrology that we've had this year. You can go back and watch some of my YouTube videos where I go deeper into, the astrology and what's unfolding and why we're in the time that we're in, or what's happening there. I do go into the explanation of that on my YouTube videos. But, know that you're not alone. Many of us are wrapping up very old karmic cycles and patterns that have kind of been repeating and cycling over and over, and yet they're not serving you in any way. And this cycle that we're in right now, it's a finality. This last eclipse was very, very heavy, and it's bringing in that finality. We're closing up and wrapping up a major cycle here. So it is time for you to free yourself from this Eight of Swords energy. And, don't take this Tower card as a negative. Take it as a positive, because once you break free from this, there's going to be blessings in abundance. So I'm wishing you a blessed and beautiful Friday, and I'll be back soon. Take care, guys. Namaste.